Hello everybody! So I'll be honest with you, I'm actually a little bit nervous about today's video because I'm doing something a little bit different and I'm going to be giving a tutorial for something I've actually made. So as well as showing you my items, I'm also going to tell you how you can make your very own versions. And what I've got for you today are these lovely little drawstring pouches or dice bags. So they're just really cute little pouches and you just pull the string at the top and they close just like that. So I've been making a few because basically I crochet a lot and I don't have space to keep all the stuff I crochet, so I've obviously got to do something with them, and I feel like craft fairs are a great way to just get rid of some stock and make their space in my house so it's not just yarn everywhere. But I'm thinking of doing a craft fair in July, and usually I make items like hats and scarves, but you can't really sell that in July because it's hot and no one's going to be wanting them in the summer. So I was thinking, well, what items might people want? And I got to thinking about making some drawstring pouches or dice bags for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons. So they're really convenient size, so you can fit about 2 or 3 different sets of dice in them. And they fit really easily in the pouch, so give it a little wobble and just pull them out, and there's the dice, and they just go straight back in, and you can just pull the top to keep them nice and convenient. So if you're going out to play games with your friends, you can take them. But they can also store a whole bunch of other things, so like stitch markers, for example, or beads if you're into crafting, or just even money, really. I feel like they're really convenient little pouches, and I just love all the different colours and everything. So I've got a couple of different designs. So one of my designs is using the Elizabeth stitch, and the design I'm going to be giving the tutorial for today is a kind of ribbed effect going up. So I'm going to show you how to make that, as well as the drawstring itself. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, I hope it's useful. Please do let me know in the comments at the end how you found the tutorial, if there's anything you'd like me to sort of change or anything like that, but let's just get stuck into it. So the yarn I'm going to be using for this video is Debbie Bliss Cashmere Merino. So I've already made one dice bag with this one, which is this one here. So I really love the depth of the colour. I'm afraid I don't still have the yarn label, so I won't be able to give you the details for it, but I'll try to drop the details in the description. And I'm going to be using a 4mm hook. I've got the Clover and More hook because I just find it really smooth. So we want to start off by making our slip knot. So what I do, I take the yarn, I wrap it over my index finger, twist it around, pull it back over my index finger, and then I take that second loop, pull it over the first, and then insert my hook into the gap there. And then I just want to chain 2. So you could also do a magic circle for this, but I don't really get on very well with the magic circle. So I just want to chain 2 there, and then you want to yarn over, and you want to do a double crochet into the first chain that we made. So you just go into the hook there, pull it through, pull through 2, pull through 2. So you can see my first double crochet, and you want to do 8 double crochet in total into the first chain. So we're not counting, so we chained 2 at the start, so then we worked into the first chain, so we're not counting that second of the chain 2 as a stitch. That's just to give it some height. So you want to do 8 individual double crochets, and I'll meet you back at the end. So I've just finished making my 8th double crochet, and now what I want to do, I want to get my hook, I want to insert it into the top of the first double crochet that I made. And then once it's in the top, I want to grab my yarn, pull through, and then pull through, so a slip stitch essentially into the top of the first double crochet. Make sure it is the first double crochet, not the chain 1 from the start. So we just want to slip stitch into the first double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1 again before starting the next row. We don't turn, we just work straight into the stitch, and we're going to do 2 double crochets into that first stitch, so the one we slip stitched into, so the top of that very first double crochet still. So we want to do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 double crochet into the top of each double crochet from the previous round. So in total there'll be 8 sets of 2 double crochets in this round, so we just go into the top of each individual double crochet, and again I'll meet you back at the end. So I've just worked my last double crochet into this one here, and we want to make sure we are only working into the double crochets from the previous row. So I'm not going to work into that stitch there because that's the slip stitch, and we don't want to work into that, just the double crochets. So then once again I'm going to ignore the chain 1 from the start of the round, and I'm going to slip stitch straight onto the top of the double crochet. So grab that yarn, pull it through, and then chain 1 again to start the row. Now it may curve up a bit, and that's perfectly fine. It doesn't really matter if it's perfectly flat or not, because when you work it up to get the height, the bottom sort of flattens out anyway. And also if you find that the hole at the bottom is too big, you can just give this tail a little pull, not too hard, and keeping your fingers there just to close it up a little bit. So with this round, what we're going to do, we're going to start off by putting 1 double crochet in the same first double crochet from the last round, so the same one we worked our slip stitch into. So we're going to put 1 double crochet into that one, and then working into the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets in the top of that double crochet from the previous round, so 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So in my first double crochet from the previous round, I worked 1 double crochet, and then in the next stitch I worked 2 double crochets. So now we're on to the third stitch. I'm going to work 1 double crochet into that stitch, and then in the next stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets into that one. And I think you can work out what's going on with this one. So basically all the way around we're going to alternate between working 1 double crochet in the first and 2 double crochet in the next. This is US terms, by the way, the double crochet, so the yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. But yes, so work 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. So I've just finished the round there, and I finished with 2 double crochets in the same stitch because I started with 1 and we're going 1, 2, 1, 2. So I've just finished my second double crochet in that last stitch, and once again I'm just going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, again ignoring that chain 1 that we started with. So slip stitching to the top of double crochet, and then this is the last round of the base before we start on the sides. So this round we're going to chain 1 again to start it off, and then we're going to do 2 double crochet into this first stitch, so the same one we slip stitched into. So 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and then into the next one we're going to work 1, and then into the one after that we're also going to work 1. So the first stitch we did 2 double crochet, second stitch we did 1, third stitch we did 1, and now we're going into the fourth stitch, and again we're going to be working 2 double crochet into that one. Then into the one after that we're going to work 1 double crochet, and the one after that we're going to work 1 double crochet, and we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So we're going to go 2 double crochet in the stitch, 1 in the stitch after that, 1 in the stitch after that, and then 2 double crochet. So 2, 1, 1 all the way around, and again I'll meet you back at the end of the round. Okay, so I have just finished the round, and I finished on a single double crochet, and that's a second of 2. So I had single double crochet in this one, single double crochet in this one, and then 2 double crochet in the one before that, because we started with our 2 double crochet, so we need to finish with a double crochet by itself. And then once again I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet, ignoring the chain 1. So I slip stitch it there, chain 1, and now this round it gets a bit easier, no counting necessary, because we're just going to do a round of double crochets all the way around. So 1 double crochet in each stitch from the previous round, all the way around. So and we're starting again with the first double crochet. So double crochet into that first one that we slip stitch into, double crochet in the next, and then just the next, all the way around until we get to the end of the round, and I'll meet you guys back there. So I'm now at the end of the round, so I just need to do my slip stitch, and you'll notice that this round has pulled it in because it doesn't have the extra increases to keep it flat, and so by doing only 1 double crochet in each we have pulled it up at the sides. And once again I'm going to slip stitch into the first double crochet from the previous row, and I'm going to do my chain 1. So yeah, like I said, you can see it's been pulled in. And this row is where it starts to get interesting. But before I start, what I'm just going to do, I'm going to sew in my tail now, because I like to sew it in from the inside. So I'm just going to sew it through once and then weave it in the ends on this side. And it's just easier to access this side before the sides get too high. So I'm just going to weave that in, and then I'm going to get started on the next round. There we go, so I've just weaved that tail in, and I didn't do it on camera because trust me, I am the last person you want to get sewing tips from. Like, I am awful at it. I struggle to thread the needle, I struggle to weave the ends in, I am just terrible. But yes, it's gone now, it's hidden. So I'm ready to start on this next row. So the first thing we want to do is turn our work. So we're now going to be working from the outside, whereas before we were working from the inside. And what we want to do, we're going to be doing alternate front post double crochet and regular double crochet. So to do a front post double crochet, it's going to be really hard to show you. Okay, I'm going to try something, guys. I hope this works. Okay, here we go. So to do a front post double crochet, you want to yarn over, and then into that first post that we just worked, the first double crochet there, we want to go behind it, through the other side, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's our front post double crochet. Then in the next stitch we just want to work into the top of the double crochet there, so double crochet into the top of the other double crochet, and then the next stitch again we're going to the front post double crochet on this one, so in around the back of it, pull back around it, pull through 2, pull through 2. The next stitch we're going to the top of the double crochet again, so just a regular double crochet, and we're going to do that all the way around, so just alternate front post double crochet, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, regular double crochet, and I'll meet you back at the end. So I've just finished the round and I finished on a regular double crochet. So now what I want to do is slip stitch into the top of my first front post double crochet. So I'm just going to slip stitch into that and chain 1, and we're not going to turn because we want our ribbing to be on the same side consistently throughout. So once again, I chained 1 to start the round, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my front post double crochet into the front post double crochet from the previous round. So this round's really easy to tell whether it should be regular or double because it's exactly the same as the previous row. So I started with a front post on the previous row, so we'll start with a front post on this one. Then the next one was a regular double crochet, so I'm going to do a regular double crochet there. I'm going to do a front post double crochet into the front post double crochet from the previous round, and so on and so forth, all the way back round to the other end of the row. And what I'm going to do, so it's exactly the same for each row going up, so it's front post double crochet all the way around, and then slip stitch to the front post double crochet that you started with, chain 1, and do it all again. And you want to do that for about 8 to 10 rounds until it's about the height that you want it to be, and I'll meet you again once you're at the height that you want it to be. Okay, so I've just finished the 8th row. You might like it a little bit higher, so feel free to do a couple of extra rows, but this is the height that I tend to like them. And I'm just going to do that last slip stitch into the top of the front post double crochet from the start. And I am going to chain 1 again, but this time I'm just going to leave myself a fair amount of tail, get a pair of scissors and snip it off, and then using my crochet hook I'm just going to pull it, pull tight, and you can barely notice the bump from the chain 1. And then what I'm going to do is fasten this tail off, and I'll meet you when it's been sewed in. So now that we've got the main body of the pouch done, what we need to do is the drawstring. So for this you want to go a size down on the hook, so I've gone down to a 3mm on my hook because I want to do this really tight so that the stitches look really neat. And instead of just leaving the yarn as it is, it'd be a bit of a boring drawstring, I'm just going to do a simple chain to be the string. So once again I'm going to do my slip knot. There we go, put my hook in, and then I'm going to do my chain really, really tight. So I don't want to be able to see the gaps between the stitches. It's just want it to look really tight, really neat, just to give it that texture. So you can see just how, hang on, there we go, you can see just how tight I'm doing those stitches. So you shouldn't be able to see any gaps between the stitches at all, so that's why I went down the size on the hook. And I'm just going to do it so that it's long enough that it goes all around the circumference of the top, and there's about maybe sort of that much extra afterwards, just so there's room to sort of tie the ends and for people to pull on them. So you just want to do that until it's about the circumference plus that extra bit, and I'll meet you once it's the right length. There we go, so it's now at a length where it can comfortably go around the top of our pouch and have enough room on the other side. So I've got about that much extra, and what I'm going to do now is take my scissors and just cut it, leaving a tail, and then pull through with that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to thread the end and weave it in and out of the top of the pouch. So I'm going to show you that. So because the chain is thicker than just the yarn by itself, I'm not going to be able to go through it like I normally would. So instead I'm going to weave in and out of each of the stitches. So I'm going to go back to the weird camera angle to show you that. So I just want to take my needle, I want to find the gap between the stitches, so it's a nice big hole, and I want to just pull it through until you've got just a bit of tail remaining. That'd be fine. And you just want to find another hole on the other side, and once again weave it through there. And what you want to do is just keep going in and out of the gaps between the stitches there. So go in through the gap there. Sorry, the angle isn't perfect. And then come back through, And you just want to keep doing that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end. So I'm almost finished now, and what I want to do to finish, I'm just on the inside at the moment, so I need to go one time back out, and I want to go in the same hole that I went in before, so this one. So go back out the same hole that you started, so you've got that tension to keep the bag closed. And then once you're back out the other side, you just want to weave in these tails into the chain itself. So just weave it in a few times and then cut it off so that the ends are fastened. So we're basically done now. The last thing you need to do is tighten it. So you pull the top to keep the strings closed, and as you see, the tension leaves it nice and closed without needing to do anything. So you just want to take the two ends, pinch them together, make a little loop, pull the ends through the little loop like so. So you've got the ends there, and then pull the loop and just pull it this way so that tighten it so you've got enough leeway. And then hopefully, once you put your fingers in and open it back out again, there we go. It opens out to the full size, and there you have it, your own little dice bag or drawstring pouch. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this tutorial and being able to share my design with you guys. I know the tutorial probably wasn't perfect, it's my first time and I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with it, but I still hope you were able to learn and make your own. If you do make your own, I would absolutely love to see pictures of it. So I'm going to pop a link in the description to my Facebook page, and feel free to just comment your pictures on any of my posts. I don't mind, just find any random post and pop a picture down below of your dice bag that you've made from this video, or just comment below to say you've made it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more crochet videos in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.